Alright, David Harry here, and in this video I'm just going to explain to you why I have got myself a base M4 Mac Mini, and also this video is going to serve as a bit of an announcement for a bunch of videos that I've got coming up to do with the Mac Mini and also my new MacBook and stuff like that as well. So yeah, there'll be a ton of videos to do with both of these computers here coming up on the channel, which people may find interesting. Anyways, why have I got it? Well, for a long time now, or basically for 3 years or just over 3 years, as far as one of these devices is concerned, I run with at least 2 Macs on a daily basis. So one of them is my main computer and one of them is kind of like my secondary computer, as it were. Now, for these two here, my main computer for 3 years has been an M1 Max MacBook Pro, which has been absolutely fantastic. And then I've also actually had, I think, 3 M1 Mac Minis of varying types. This one here happens to be a 16 gigabyte M1 Mac Mini, although my very first Apple Silicon was a 8 gigabyte M1 Mac Mini with the 256 gigs of storage. This too has got 256 gigs of storage. So as you can see here, I have like 2 Macs as like, you know, my main daily things. One for doing all my serious work on, such as video and music and audio and stuff like that. And then the actual, like, you know, the little mini here has been mostly used for stuff that I can do in between things when my main computer's tied up doing something. So I might want to do a bit of web browsing or a bit of office stuff and things like that. Although I still also use the minis for doing like some fairly kind of strenuous work like OBS and editing and stuff like that. So that's what I'm typically used to using. Now, when we got like up to M2, I just didn't really see the point in doing any upgrades because it was kind of like, well, there really isn't like a ton of difference. And then when we got to M3, that was kind of like, I looked at that and I thought, hold on, M3 feels a bit fishy to me. It was trying to be something that it wasn't. And I think what it was trying to be was M4. So at that point, I thought, well, do you know what? I'll hold on for M4 because I think at that point, I think that's like the safe move to come from M1. So I'm thinking, okay, M1 to M4, that should net me some really good results. So what I'd done initially as my main computer was to get the M4 Pro Mac Mini, and that was like a fully spec'd up one, you know, the most GPU cores, the most CPU cores. It had 48 gig of RAM and like a terabyte storage option on it and stuff like that. However, it just did not work well for me because even my M1 Max MacBook Pro was actually still doing stuff faster than what that Mac Mini could do. And I got to the point where I was like, hold on, I've just spent a lot of money here on this Mac Mini and I can't be accepting that part of my workflow has got to go backwards. And that was mostly to do with the final exporting when I was doing my projects in Resolve. So at that point I'm thinking, no, I can't be doing that. I can't be like used to using something for 3 years and then go backwards from that, having spent a lot of money to do it as well. So what I've done is sent that one back to Apple. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to get the base M4 and I will get an M4 Max here, which is the MacBook Pro. Now, that one I'm not going to talk about because that will speak for itself. That is an absolute monster and I will be doing a ton of stuff with this on my channel anyways. And I've got to say right now, yes, it is an appreciable update from the M1 Max. However, if your M1 Max MacBook Pro or M1 Max Studio is like doing good stuff for you, don't even think about upgrading, okay? Because I've got to say, unless you're doing it commercially like me, because I make videos for, you know, YouTube and stuff, this is what I do as my job, as well as some of the video type stuff, then yeah, the upgrading from like M1 to M4, the time saved that I can, or the time saved in doing what I would normally do is, its value is worth it to me, you know, to spend the extra money and all that stuff. However, if you're not like making money out of your MacBook, as it were, if you've got an M1 Max, if it's not being used commercially, I most certainly wouldn't say that you have to upgrade to like, you know, the latest M4 variant of the Max on a MacBook. Yes, you will definitely feel something from it. However, is it worth the update? I've got to say financially, no, it's not. Unless you're obviously making money and that time saved actually equates to you making more money because it's more of your time saved, then yes, then it's worth it. But for regular use, M1 Max, MacBook Pro, or M1 Max Studio, and that's even the ones with the 24 GPU cores and stuff, they are still amazing machines. So for very few people out there, I don't think they need to upgrade and stuff. However, when it comes to the Mac Mini, totally different story, right? If you have got an M1 Mac Mini, I would 100% say to you that if you're up for an upgrade, this is definitely worth it. I've already done a few things with this now, and in fact there might be a video go up at the same time as this one to do with some video editing, right? I put some 8K 120 frames per second footage on this thing here, right? Well, actually, it wasn't on this. It was on an external drive, but I was editing it on this. And I was using DaVinci Resolve Studio, and the results are absolutely insane. Now, these are things that, unfortunately, you know, as good as what these M1s were, and they truly are fantastic little computers, there's no way that this M1 can do anything that I've just been trying out with this M4 here. This is an absolute mind bender, seriously. So for anybody out there who is thinking to themselves, well, yeah, you know, I want to kind of like, I need a bit more processing power for various things. I'm talking like, you know, productivity stuff like video editing, music, audio, stuff like that. You will definitely 100% feel an appreciable uplift coming from an M1 Mac Mini to the M4, without a doubt. I can absolutely promise you that. Whereas obviously the jump from M1 Max on the MacBook Pro to M4 Max, although it is good, it's not quite the same value proposition, should we say, as going from that to that. This is an absolute beast, right? So there will be a whole bunch of other things coming up on the channel to do with this M4 Mac Mini, because I've got to be dead honest, this is my work machine. Oh, sorry, yeah, let me just get to that final equation. So, work machine, secondary machine. I have now gone the same thing with M4, which is work machine and secondary machine, although this is some secondary machine. Now, like I say, this thing here, it's definitely a great machine and all the rest of it. However, I've got to say, I am more impressed with the M4 Mac Mini. That is how much it is blowing me away. It is more impressive than this, as far as like when you look at like the value proposition and stuff like that. And indeed, if you were to scale back the cost of these things compared to what you get out of them as far as performance is concerned, this also beats the hell out of that as well. Don't forget, this is definitely way more powerful than this. But I mean, what are these, like $4,000 or something, and these are like 600? You know, whatever, what's that difference? 5 or 6 times the difference in it, whatever it is. You know, you do not get that in the difference in the processing power, nowhere near it. You know, you'd be lucky to get like maybe twice as much or maybe a bit more in certain instances. However, this thing here is a true keeper, and it is an absolute no-brainer. I think that's probably will do it for this video, and it was probably more of a thing for other people to say, defo get one. If you're looking at one, stop thinking about it. They are absolutely fantastic machines, unbelievably. Right, I'm going to cut myself off right there. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep blabbering on like a complete mad person. So if you've liked the video, please do give it a thumbs up. However, if you are into stuff like, you know, all this Mac thing and whatnot, and you want to see somebody like doing proper real world usage of these things, maybe subscribing to the channel might be a good thing for you. I'm not saying that all my videos are going to be for you, but there will be the odd ones in there that you will definitely like as they come up, and maybe some of my old stuff as well. But beyond that, my name is David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.